Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in USL League One. We'll take you backward before we go forward, let you know what's going on in the week that was, get you ready for July 4th weekend, and get you all prepped with the standings. And remember, it's 2 sets of standings that we go through every single week here. It has to do with the regular season, and then we're also paying just as much attention to the Jägermeister Cup as we continue to go forward with that being an integral part of the season in USL League One. So we'll take you through all of the activity and let you know how we've gotten to this particular moment in time and all the news and notes that you need to get you through the week. All right, so let's get you through the last 7 days, get you ready for the next 7. The end of June had activity Thursday on the 27th with Union Omaha over Chattanooga at Warner Park in Papillion, Nebraska by the final of 4-2. You had on June 29th last Saturday, it was a Jägermeister Cup activity. Charlotte over Richmond by Charlotte and Richmond went 90 minutes, were tied at 2. Richmond won on penalties 5-4, so Richmond got the extra point there last Saturday. Paladin Stadium on the campus of Furman University. Lex SC got a big win over Greenville 1-0. One Knox at Regal beat Forward Madison by the final of 2-0. Northern Colorado at Four Rivers over Spokane Velocity by the final of 3-1. And then the late game was also Jägermeister Cup. Central Valley and South Georgia Tormenta 1-1 after 90. South Georgia Tormenta would win on penalties for the extra point in that one by the final of 5-4 in PKs. On Wednesday, Richmond over Forward Madison by the final of 2-1, and that gets us to our match of the week. We go back to Four Rivers for this one. Windsor, Colorado, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, Central Valley Fuego. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL League One, ESPN Plus, and YouTube.
Colorado Hailstorm and Central Valley Fuego on ESPN Plus. A look at the team sheet for the home side. Not available today. Chelo Martinez, the typical 10 in steps. Billy King, but that front 3 is as good as it gets. If you look around the lineup in this 4-4-2, you'll see 7 players that have featured in a defensive role at some point. CV Fuego in the red, Northern Colorado in the blue. We move. Future Legends Sports Complex, we are underway. Kwakwa. Yamazaki, that's an incisive pass, left for Rendon, bending to the byline. It's Rendon! And rolled just wide at the near post. Streaming ahead, steaming towards goal. Horde, a step over, cutting in. Still Ethan Horde. Letting it fly. Oh, what a save! Finding the feet of Mariona. Flushed into the area, knocked around. It's a disaster class at the back from Northern Colorado. A man taking his moments. And when the ball arrived at his feet, he wasted no time. Could hardly believe his luck. Look what I found. Back into Rendon. No rest for the wicked. Driving by Bruno Rendon. Picked his corner, but couldn't quite put it on target. Turning the corner, it's Lemus. Apollon. Benson burst into that ball, but Delgado clings to it. Flashing the other way. Ethan Horde trucking through tackles. It's Rendon shaping the shoot. And a mighty miss. Served into the box and nobody home at the back post. Powder. Looks like he just pulled up, hit the brakes too early, and went careening into Mariona. A fancy find into King, Rendon. This is Bruno Rendon. Dietrich just rams his head into it. Midance, an eye for goal. And still with Fuego. Into the box, flag down for now. Siobhan John Brown bursts away into the corner. compounds the advantage. Another look, and that is just a perfectly timed run. Yamazaki lifted in. Horde turns the corner, tap towards goal, and just touched wide of the frame. It's another save, and a couple subs to be made here. Denny Robles coming on for Langlois. That's a much more attacking option. Langlois back into Delgado. A third would likely be a death knell. Keegan spinning in. Does he have the wheels? Jack Keegan. Jake Keegan scuffs it wide. Took a block. And it looks like it's the end of the line for Billy King. Clayton Torres also going to exit. A little bit of a surprise there. Tilted to the wide side. Dietrich. Robles. Racking one into the box. Just punched away. Still there. And booted away from danger. Got to get it launched now. Yamazaki dancing and dashing. It's Keegan now. Keegan skirting tackles. Yamazaki, a back heel. Robles. Keegan fires. My word! Super strike. Jake Keegan. A bolt of electricity through hailstorm. Game on. Snap, crackle, pop. Pick that one out. Carlos Avilés has been great. No goalkeeper in. And wriggled free. Foul given. Yellow card, red card. Alfredo Maidens. Big Lalo Delgado is up for this. Nothing to lose here in Windsor. Is there a moment of real whimsy? Ball in. Gill. Wonderstruck in Windsor. The 21-year-old hasn't had much to do this season, but he has spanked the bar with a moment of real magic. Oh, it looks like it's a red card. Who's that to? Kind of a footnote. As that's the final act, it appears. Sounded like 3 whistles.
Final score from
and that is it.
Stadium this evening.
The end.
Central Valley Fuego 2.
Real Gill.
Fans, we thank you for attending.
Northern Colorado continues to rack up points at home, so that sets up the standings. And once again, what we'll do is give you 2 sets of standings, considering that we had 2 sets of activities going on in the last 7 days. In the league standings, doing Jägermeister Cup here in a bit, 11 matches played. Greenville's won 3 of 4. They're on top at 22 points. Forward Madison had their 4-match unbeaten string snapped with the loss. They're at 19. Union Omaha is at 16 points. They've now lost 2 of 3. Charlotte Independence at 14 points. They've hit each column once in their last 3. One Knox has lost 3 in a row. 9 matches played. They are 4-4-1. 5th place and 13 points. South Georgia Tormenta is at 11 matches played and 12 points. And they have 3 more matches played than Northern Colorado. Same number of wins. We're having to go down a couple different tiebreakers here. But South Georgia Tormenta currently in 6th. Northern Colorado currently is in 7th. Goal difference sets Richmond back to 8th place with -5 compared to +1 for South Georgia and Northern Colorado. So Richmond, having hit each column once in their last 3, they are in 8th in the standings. Below the playoff bar, it is Spokane Velocity at 11 points. Chattanooga Red Wolves, who snapped a 2-game losing streak with a win last time out, at 10. Lex SC in league play is 1-4-3. They have drawn 2 of their last 3, and those are the only 2 points they have in their last 5 in league play. Central Valley at 1-6-2. They have drawn their last 2 matches after starting their regular season, losing 6 of their first 7. Jägermeister Cup standings, and remember the way that this works, 4 separate groups across the board, or 3, and you end up getting the extra point by going to penalties and getting it all squared away there. So you end up with wins, points for surviving the 90 minutes, and then you end up with the next round of points by who wins in penalties. 3 groups of 4 with 12 teams currently in the league. Group number 1, Greenville's on top, 5 matches and 9 points. Charlotte is at 7 points. They are ahead of Richmond on goal difference, and South Georgia Tormenta ends up getting the extra point in the matchup from last time in Central Valley, so they are now at 3 points through 5 matches. Group number 2, Lex SC really investing in Jägermeister Cup. 3-1-1 through their first 5. They're at 11 points, 2 points ahead of both One Knox and Forward Madison. And we've had to go down another couple of tiebreakers for One Knox to be shown in second. Same record as Forward Madison, same number of points, and goal difference being the same. So you had to go to goals scored. So One Knox has 2 more goals scored than Forward Madison. Chattanooga right now 3 points, having lost 4 of 5 in competition in Group 2 in the Jägermeister Cup. Group number 3, 2 teams in double digits with points, Northern Colorado and Union Omaha at 12 and 10. You've got some separation already. Spokane Velocity at 1-2-2. They have lost their last 2. Central Valley has not won in their 5 matches in the Jägermeister Cup, but with 4 draws, they do have 5 points on the board to go with the competition that they have already had so far this season. So in USL League One, we'll get you ready for all of the news and notes and the viewing guide and everything else that you need to know what's going on. We'll let you know player of the month for June, and remind you also about what you can vote for and keep an eye on a weekly basis at USLLeagueONE.com. So the viewer's guide for this particular weekend, and we'll do it for both Championship and for League One. On July 4th, Switchbacks and FC Tulsa is on CBS Sports Network. On Friday the 5th on ESPN2, Battery and Birmingham Legion. Rhode Island and Indy 11 are on the plus. Saturday in USL Championship, Golasso Network 7 Eastern, Detroit City and Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh and Monterey Bay is on the plus, as are North Carolina FC and the Miami FC. San Antonio FC Phoenix Rising, Roots and Lou City, and Orange County and Memphis 901 is on Golasso Network, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. In League One, Friday night, South Georgia Tormenta and One Knox. That one is on ESPN+. Also on the plus on Saturday, Lex SC Union Omaha, Northern Colorado Hailstorm Charlotte Independence, and Spokane Velocity and Chattanooga Red Wolves. So that lays everything out for what you're looking for there. Power rankings as of July 3rd in USL League One. And this is strictly league play. This is not a Jägermeister Cup influenced rundown. Hailstorm are at number 1. This is power rankings, remind you. Power rankings have Hailstorm at number 1, according to the league website. Union Omaha at number 2. Forward Madison and Greenville down 2 each to 3 and 4. One Knox is at 5. Charlotte has gone down 1 space to number 6. Spokane up 1 to 7. Richmond up 2 to 8. Tormenta down 2 to 9. Lex SC is out of the cellar, and they are in 10th, up 1 place. Chattanooga down 2. 3 wins since the start of May in league play for Chattanooga. And Central Valley stays at number 12. They are winless since March the 20th. So they have really struggled here since the start of the season. Road trips coming up against Northern Colorado and Forward Madison. So that is a look at your news and your power rankings. Don't forget, go to USLLeagueONE.com for all of the news that you need. And don't forget to follow along also on all the social media that are attached to USL League One on Facebook, the 280-character app, and on Instagram. So that sets us up for the next 7 days and lays out all of the scheduling and the juice boxes that are attached to what's going on. Only one match as we are talking right now. The Friday night match has juice boxes attached to it. South Georgia Tormenta is a plus 104. Your draw is a plus 262. And One Knox on the road is a plus 210. Rest of the schedule for the weekend, once again, this works its way through both schedules simultaneously. Saturday is a fairly busy day with the one match on Friday night. You have 3 matches right now. No juice boxes currently attached. Toyota Stadium has Lex SC hosting Union Omaha at 7 Eastern. Windsor, Colorado at 4 Rivers has Hailstorm continuing their homestand, making up all of the road games that they had to start the season because of, well, frankly, the weather. 9 o'clock, Hailstorm hosting Charlotte, and also 9 o'clock at 1 Spokane. It is Velocity hosting the Chattanooga Red Wolves, and that gets us through yet another week of USL League One. If you are in market and can follow along with your favorite team, please go in, drift in, and watch the matches, and you can see the sport continue to grow in all of the great cities that are attached to USL League One franchises. A lot more coming with expansion for this season or for next season, and it'll be great to see how the league continues to grow as we go here. You get to see some of the great talent and sit there and go, yeah, I know them when. And you can do that by watching USL League One. If you are in market and cannot make it to the matches in your market of choice, then you can follow along on local providers and on streaming services. Same for being out of market and following along and not being able to be there in person. Go to your favorite streaming services. That's why we give you all of the information that you need to know about where to watch the matches in USL League One, in addition to how you can continue to track down teams, information, news, all of that when it comes to USL League One. That's another go-round of SDH on USL League One. Play safe, everybody. Enjoy the matches in USL League One, and we will catch up with you again next week. Have a happy 4th of July weekend.
There can be only one!